Hi everyone, my name is Akita Akari Aurora and welcome to this week's GeneKey. It went from October the 8th to October the 13th, so today is actually the last day, but today is Friday the 13th, so hey, it's a great day to tap into GeneKey number 57. It's all about our intuition. It's the gift of intuition, the shadow of unease, and the CD of clarity. Its programming partner is number 57, initiative. Isn't that a beautiful merge? A partnership, intuition, and initiative. Richard Rudd says, every time you trust in your intuition or make a decision based on it, you raise the frequency of your whole aura. Let's get into the wisdom story. My mother had 3 miscarriages before I was born. During her pregnancy with me, she was anxious and I was young. She was a hesitant, overprotective mother, constantly worrying about me getting sick or into an accident. She clung to rationality as if her life depended on it, but her endless list of pros and cons paralyzed her. They also made my father impatient and his actions impetus, which usually resulted in financially risky decisions and even more anxious mother. I was close to my parents and could sense their thoughts and feelings as if they were my own. As I matured, I saw how their ways of coping with life were causing them pain and frustration. When it came to decision making, the opposing strategies of over-rationality and impulsivity seemed equally unhelpful. Longing to resolve their unrest, I sought alternative ways of accessing truth and knowing. I became a student of intuition, reading books of ESP, using oracle decks, and training my psychic abilities. But when I discovered the deep, vast world of astrology, a light went on. I couldn't get enough. After obsessively studying natal charts, I learned about the world of transits, and my prayers were answered. Finally, I had a way of reading the future and helping people cope with anxiety and life's uncertainties. My career instantly took off, and eventually, astrology took over my life. To do anything or guide anyone, I needed the stars' blessing. I became attached to the money, status, and security that was brought by my success, and over time, I became increasingly paranoid and out of touch with my own intuition. When I dismissed my own hunches about my beloved mother's health because the stars didn't say otherwise, and she got sick, I was overwhelmed with shame and guilt. How could I have drifted so far from my own inner knowing? That's when it hit me. Life was uncertain. No matter how skilled I was or how accurate astrology was, I could not control life or rescue the people I loved from the unknown. For 5 years, I didn't track a single transit. I learned to face and fully feel the pain and beauty of uncertainty. Now I use my intuition and astrology tools from a place of love and playfulness, not fear. I am finally at ease. A beautiful, beautiful message coming in today on Friday the 13th. No fear, just ease. Isn't that a beautiful message? Let's get into the gift. The gift to you. I come to remind you of that still voice within that connects you to all of life. Your intuition is one of your greatest gifts. Trust it. We live in a world that is obsessed with reason. There is so much emphasis on exploring and conquering the mind. But you have the ability to experience true knowing. You can perceive something even before it can be seen, heard, touched, or tasted. It is time to embrace your primal instincts and to stop relying on theories and methods. I am not suggesting you discard your intellect or your tools, only that you allow them to serve your intuition. As you learn this art, you will find that old fears melt away, relationships soften, and things go more smoothly. I'll read that again. Only that you allow them to serve your intuition, that is your intellect, and your tools, allow them to serve your intuition. As you learn this art, you will find that old fears melt away, relationships soften, and things go more smoothly. Trust the delicate hairs on the back of your neck. Listen carefully. This is such an important message in this time when we really are seeing all things melt away. And to realize that actually, as we allow these things to melt away, these old things, it will bring us into more ease and more clarity. So just think about that for a moment. Think about where we are collectively and where we are, where you are individually, and how, as we tap into our intuition, we can come into more clarity and we can come into more ease for ourselves, and what impact that would have on the wider world in our communities. Questions for contemplation. Do you sometimes ignore your intuition or say yes before you're ready because you're afraid of missing out, or because waiting for clarity makes you too uneasy? Question number 2. Do you miss out on wonderful opportunities because you are afraid of trusting your instincts and taking a leap? Number 3. Do worries, doubts, and anxiety make it hard to hear your intuition? And that's very important to know that doubts and anxiety and worrying actually blocks your intuition. So when you find yourselves in those moments where I'm worrying, I'm doubting, I'm feeling anxious, it's really your body asking you and inviting you to tap into your intuition. All right, it's an invitation. Pay special attention to that still small voice within, your clear, instantaneous knowing. I mean, if we really behold that each one of us have a clear, instantaneous knowing within ourselves. And if we sharpen that tool, could you imagine what your world would be like? I can. What is it telling you right now? Follow it today, even if your mind is resisting. See what happens. So there's a challenge out there. We're in a new phase of life, right? We're in a new cycle. We're also in the week of this beautiful solar eclipse, right? And we also had the 10-10 portal this week. Very dynamic week. Very dynamic and potent week, bringing us more and more into the newness of ourselves and our realities. All right, so let's see what unicorns and dragons came out with this message. You know, they never disappoint, and they always are just the perfect merge and partners for the GeneKey. GeneKey 57, the gift of intuition, the shadow of unease, and the CD of clarity. It's
all right, so let me just put it out
51.
there. This is going to be a long recording
because the message is
meet
big.
some
Every
dragons.
message is big, right?
Oh, let's go fly
because it's where
dragons.
we are, and we have to stay present with where we are. And where we are is GeneKey 57. So let's get into it. And this time, the silver lunar dragon came out, and I actually thought this was a repetitive card, but it wasn't until today because I was looking. I thought I traveled this week, and I had to pack up my crystals and my decks and my feathers and bring them with me. And I thought that I had left this, the dragon and the lunar card, but I found it. And it wasn't until I was going through the deck that I realized that this was actually not the same card. But the last time we had the silver dragon, and we tapped into that energy of purification and cleansing, and just that energy of silver and how silver helps our body so much. But this time it's the silver lunar dragon, and this dragon is bathing us in divine feminine light. Isn't that so beautiful? Today on Friday the 13th, and the GeneKey, of GeneKey 57 of intuition, the gift of intuition, all falling this week, right? So it's all coming in as a divine merge and divine alchemy, right? It is talking about coming into balance. And we just had the 1010 portal and we're in the month of October. So we're coming into balance and we're practicing peace. We're practicing harmony and cooperation. And it says to expand your causal chakra, 137 coming in. So my guidance was to really, really focus on the causal chakra for this message. And that's what we're going to do. Again, this is a fourth dimensional energy, and it's talking about love and unity, coming into balance, practicing peace, harmony, and cooperation. And again, we're in GeneKey 57, the shadow of unease. So we tap into our causal chakra. The causal chakra, we all have a causal chakra. The causal chakra is placed 3 to 4 inches behind our head. It accepts the dosages of light that the upper 2 chakras deliver, and it sends that light down to the lower energy centers. And over the last 2 months, we've been tapping into the higher chakras. We've been been going into the 9th chakra and the 10th chakra and opening up these galactic centers and allowing the light to come down through that. And really, we've been doing that through the causal chakra. The causal chakra is also connected to the moon, and it's also considered your personal moon. It assists in the higher activations of the crown, the third eye, and the throat chakra. It draws lunar light to our 4-body system. It illuminates deep feminine wisdom and compassion. It allows our hearts to rule, and it dissolves the unbalanced masculine force. The moon, it's big moon energy. And again, remember, this can be considered your personal moon, your aura. Again, we've seen it so many times in the pictures of the gurus, and and it's time for you to know that, yeah, you got a causal moon too. You got a halo in the back of your head, specifically 3 to 4 inches behind it. So you can really just put your hand right there, and like connect into that causal moon. Actually, if you do it, you actually feel that energy. Sometimes we're just moving and we're like, what was that? Because we're actually feeling our own chakras and the energy of our own chakras. I'm sure if you put your hands 3 to 4 inches behind your head, you will feel that energy flowing through your fingers, right? So the moon is an ascended satellite, and it's holding higher aspects of the divine feminine energy, and it reflects, right? So just like that, the moon reflects the sun's energy, and that's what we see, and that's what we experience every night. And that's what we're doing too. As we tap into our causal chakra, we allow this light coming from our higher bodies, our 9th chakra and our 10th chakra and our 11th chakra and our 12th chakra to come down and tap into our 8th chakra and our crown chakra and our third eye chakra and our throat chakra. So it's so important that we now start tapping in to the higher chakras. It's a message that's been coming to me and through me for the past couple of weeks, and I must pass it on. This card goes into talking about Helios. Again, Helios is the 9th dimensional spiritual star, and it sends light to the earth via our sun. Its divine feminine counterpart is considered Vesta. And again, this is energy. We're not talking about sexuality. We're not talking about genders. We are talking about the flow of energy. Energy is masculine and feminine, and it is about receiving energy and sending energy. Just like the battery, you have your positive end and you have your negative end. You have the end that is giving out light, and you have the end that is receiving the light that is being given out. And that is what duality is. That is what masculinity is, and that is what femininity is. Receiving and sending of energy and light in its most divine essence. It is just light, right? So this card helps us to really tap into that knowing of ourselves, that we are light bodies as well, and we have a causal chakra, and we have a Helios within our own electromagnetic field, a Helios and a Vesta, and we are drawing down these lights from our higher selves and from the higher dimensions of this universe, right? We're a big deal. Humanity is a big deal, and we have a lot of work to do. And there's so much spiritual technology that we can really tap into that allows us to have a better experience with this world. One of those things being our own intuition, right? So the causal chakra helps to provide us with a deep and intimate connection to the world of spirit through our psychic gifts. And the psychic gifts brought forward through our different lifetimes and our soul mission. So that's interesting too. And also to help us with our soul mission. So the more we tap into our own personal moon, which is reflecting the light from our higher bodies, we get more information that helps us to tap into our divine missions and to our psychic talents, our clairvoyance, and our clearer visions and knowing and all claircognizant and all of that stuff, you know. It goes on to explain that the causal chakra is a two-way flow of energy, light from the angelic realms. Again, our own higher realms. Your angels are not outside of you. Your angels are within you. That's above you. It's the angelic light coming from your angles of light within your own dimensional sacred geometry fields, right? So as we tap into these higher chakras and we allow the light to pour down to our lower chakras, we're anchoring this light not just into our body, but we're also anchoring it into the earth realm. So we're not just doing work for ourselves, we're also doing work for humanity, right? So let's get into some chakras. Like I said, this card took me deep into the chakra field, and I love it because the chakras are my world. I love doing chakra work and learning about chakras and stuff like that. So the eighth chakra, because we're going deeper, because I've even this week also this beautiful energy also allowed me to go deeper into the subterranean chakras, the lower chakras below the earth star chakra. So we're not just going up, we're digging deeper into our roots, and we're excelling higher into our heights, right? Into our divinity. We're tapping into our divinity on all levels, right? As above, so below. So we know chakras 1 to 7. What's chakra 8? It's an energy center of divine love, and it activates our spiritual skills. Chakra 9 is our soul blueprint. It is an individual's total skills and abilities learned in all of their lifetimes. What's chakra 10 energy about? It's the divine creativity, the merging of the masculine and the feminine. And again, we're in 10-10 energy. We're in October energy. And isn't that interesting? The divine masculine and the divine feminine, they come into balance in October. What was the sacred geometry energy for the divine feminine that I did? It was a reflection. And the divine masculine message was the soul. Right? So that also if you want to look at that, the 10-10 sacred geometry reading of the message coming through us was for reflection and the soul and honesty, and I can't remember what the lower one was. I can't remember what it was. This is the second time and I can't remember what it was, but it'll come in if it's necessary. So look at that message and receive that information as well, because we are anchoring all of this energy into ourselves as well as into the realm. This silver lunar dragon also talks about Archangel Christiel. Archangel Christiel, again, is the feminine aspect. And that energy is about compassion and love and intuition and purity. So this is a beautiful, beautiful merge and support of GeneKey 57, intuition. And this week, exploring it and it ending on Friday the 13th, that 13 number, the divine feminine, compassion, love, intuition, purity, the higher consciousness of the feminine, receiving information from the higher realms and detaching ourselves from learned beliefs. All of that is 13 energy, right? We're moving away from the fear of 13 into the ease of intuition. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. That's going to be my status today. We're moving away from the fear and moving closer into the ease of our intuition, right? So how do we tap into that? How do we detach ourselves from learned beliefs, and how do we facilitate this exchange? We do it through meditation. We do it through exercising stillness. And those things help to activate the energy centers that we need to tap into in order to be more intuitive and to be more clear and to have more clarity and to not always be feeling fear and in doubt and anxious and nervous about life, right? It's a gift. Again, the gift that we give ourselves. These are gifts. How we bless ourselves. Tap into your intuition. Learn how to. We can use kyanite, the crystal of kyanite, in order to tap into our causal chakra, or when we're using or working with our causal chakra, we can have some kyanite with us. The card just goes on to explain. I don't even think I got this information from the card. Like I said, I just went deep into the causal chakra. So, but when your causal chakra is overloaded or it's out of balance, we're able to release. We're able to release memories and old patterns and behaviors and experiences. We attract similar experiences over and over again, and we get caught up in a lot of self-judgment, guilt, and regret. When our causal chakras are activated, we can communicate with beings of light on the golden ray. And I think the golden ray is exactly what I explained before, the 9th chakra and the 10th chakra, because as we go up and up and up, all of that energy is gold orange, gold white, so all of that golden ray energy, again, the energy within you, communicating with beings of light on the golden ray. All of this is inside of you. Exploration of spirit and higher wisdom. It opens up our right brain. So it activates our right brain thinking, and it enables us to see the big picture through the power of clarity, creativity, and intuition. GeneKey 57. 1344 coming in just now. Whoa, 444. And that's a number I've been seeing a lot over the last couple days. 444. It's a door. It's a passageway. Walk through it. Get to the better you. Let's go into the unicorns. And guess what number it is? Number 22. 4. Manifest your dreams. Everything is lining up so beautifully today. I haven't even mentioned that the Divinity code that was coming to me with this one was 369. I've also experienced a lot of 3333 energy and 333 energy, and I just said I was now experiencing 444 energy. But again, the Divinity code that came through with this key is 369. And if you tap into the numbers, GeneKey 57 and its partner GeneKey 51, you will feel that code coming through you. Divinity code 369. All right, so let's get into the unicorn. And again, number 22, manifest your dreams, focus on your vision, and seek satisfaction and contentment. So let's see what this unicorn is bringing to us. This unicorn is reminding us to focus on our visions, soul satisfactions, and deep desires. It's not what you ask for, but what it lights up inside of you. So again, how do you feel? That should be our, there's this thing called, I think about this thing called the joy factor, and that the joy factor really should be your guiding stick. How does doing what you do make you feel? And, that's just a good, like I said, that's a good measurement, self-measurement self-assessment that you can constantly do with yourself after you've done something, and just ask yourself, now how did that make you feel? And then decide if you want to continue doing that or not. And sometimes we find ourselves in moments where we did something and then it's like, I don't feel good. And it just makes you kind of like drop a little bit, because it doesn't make you feel good that you did that. And then you realize, maybe that's not something I should be doing, or an energy I should be exerting or embodying. Or you can say to yourself, oh, that's definitely what I need to do more of. It's just that gauge, again, self-analysis and seeing yourself. How does doing what you do make you feel? Is it making you feel good? Is it making you feel worthy? Is it making you feel angry? Is it making you feel jealous? Is it making you feel anxious? Is it making you feel less worthy than somebody else? All of this stuff is good for us to observe within ourselves for self-analysis. And this is Complete 248 coming in, completely off track, but hey, it's the message coming through me right now, because again, initiative. GeneKey 57, its programming partner is number 51, initiative. And we take the initiative, and we have to take initiative when we're talking about manifesting our dreams, right? That's all about our initiative. And number 22, and the master is a master number and a master builder, so again, it's saying last week it was number 3, create the vision. So now this week it's saying manifest your dream. The creating your vision is in stillness. We can imagine that, write it down, but manifesting it is about going after it now and doing the work and seeking that satisfaction. So in the work of manifesting your dream, let the joy factor be your guide. What gives you peace, joy, adventure? What fulfills you? How do you feel inside when you think of it? Now I'm reading from my notes. How do you feel inside when you think of it? Anything is possible when we are clear and focused. So that's a big part about manifesting our dream. And again, we're talking about intuition and initiative, GeneKey 57. So in order to manifest your dream, you got to be clear, you got to be focused. And how do we get more clarity? GeneKey 57. How do we get more clear and have more clarity? GeneKey 57, tapping into our intuition, right? And that allows us to focus on what our intuition is guiding us to focus on, right? From that inner world. I will let go of the financial aspect and personal benefit. When manifested, your feeling of joy and wonder will automatically draw in abundance. And I'm sure I got that from the card, from the book. And interestingly enough, I couldn't find my dragon and unicorn cards today, and I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna put some sacred geometry cards on the deck, and the cards that came out were abundance and forgiveness. So that message even comes in to this anyway, right? Let go of financial aspects and the personal benefit. When manifested, your feeling of joy and wonder will automatically draw abundance. So it's as we manifest our dreams, don't be so tied into the financial aspect of it, or even the personal benefit. And that might sound absolutely bonkers and crazy. But again, the joy factor, because the money is going to come. And it's not saying that money isn't important and you don't need money and just live a life and don't worry about money. No, they're not saying that. It's saying as you tap more into what brings you satisfaction and fulfillment, that's where your abundance is going to come from. So that money will come. Joy and wonder, the wonder of uncertainty. That was last week's message, right? Yes, the wonder of uncertainty. And this week's message, I think, is the softness, something about softness. So tapping into the softness, right? So again, we can manifest our dreams. We can tap into our intuition. We can take initiative, but we can do it in a way using softness and joy and wonder and intuition. Right? I have here 3 equals wisdom, 2 equals resourceful. The GeneKeys from last week. Inadequacy, right? Inadequacy. So we went from last week, inadequacy, resourcefulness, and wisdom, to this week saying use your intuition to erase that unease, and you'll have more clarity in your life, right? And this is all about doing the work of manifesting our dreams and creating those visions, right? So we have to tap into this, into our intuition. We have to know ourselves and know our spiritual bodies, and know that we have this beautiful causal chakra that we can use to go beyond our doubts and our anxiety and our fears, and to really tap into our intuition and remove that unease. And just think about not just doing it for yourself, but if everybody does it, what type of world we'll live in. Look at what we're experiencing now collectively. Look at where we are, and tap into your intuition. And everybody wants peace, so let's be peaceful by tapping into our own realms and bringing the peace within our own self onto this realm. Because if everybody is peaceful, then we exist in a peaceful world. But as long as we continue to need war and to need anger and destructive anger, then nobody experiences peace on a collective aspects, because we'll always be dealing with some warring individuals somewhere. So, we can all do each other a favor by tapping into our intuition and our initiative and focusing on what brings us joy and fulfillment and contentment, but in a very harmonious and balanced way. Not that type of joy and satisfaction and contentment that harms other people, but we get our way. That's not balanced, and that's definitely not moving into collective creation and harmonious living, right? So how do we do this again in a relaxed state? Right? So we have to come into stillness, right? We have to tap into more and more stillness, and we can write, we can set our visions, we can ask for signs, we can actually have a visualization, we can write these things down, we can stay positive, we can pause when we need to, we can attune ourselves to different energies, we can surrender, we can be open, we can be grateful, right? So these are all ways where we manifest and we focus and we get clear and we seek satisfaction and contentment in a harmonious way as we come into what? More balanced evolution, because that's the goal. We want to evolve, but we want to evolve in a harmonious and balanced way, and that is the energy of October, and that is the definitely energy of this GeneKey number 57, the shadow of unease, the gift of intuition, and the CD of clarity. I hope you guys enjoy this message. I hope you enjoy the eclipse tomorrow. I didn't talk about that, but that was a big part of it too, because again, the moon is going to be between the earth and the sun, right? So again, this lunar energy, it's a solar eclipse, but this lunar energy and giving us this, again, these moments of reflection and to dissolve the imbalanced masculine energy within us, and to rise up into the feminine aspect of ourselves, and to tap into our intuition, have that reflection, and to let things be released, right? So we go in from the 1010 portal to today, Friday the 13th, all about the divine feminine, into tomorrow, the whole eclipse, and allowing that release to happen, right? So it's a beautiful week, it's a beautiful season, and thank you for joining me. My name is Akita Akari Aurora, and I'll see you next week. Have a beautiful, beautiful Venus Day, Goddess Day, Friday the 13th. No fears, just fires and ease and intuition. I love you all. See you next time. Bye.